All right, it says we're live, and I don't have anybody back stage right now, so hopefully some of the others will come along. If not, we will go forth. I looked it up, and it's a really cool snake, and the history about it, I didn't realize that we have them that far and up in North America. It's in Upper Mexico, so that's really cool. Great, and I wasn't even aware of that Indian tribe, so it was. I really went down the rabbit hole with that. But what is the name of it again? I forget the name. If you don't mind typing it in there so people know what we're talking about, I can't remember. But welcome everybody. Let me go back and see. I think there are a couple people up here. Anthony's been in Anthony. Always been entertaining us with the jokes. So. I have to admit, he's coming up with some good material lately. So thank you, Sam, for that. Coral Works, like you said. We got a hashtag Gaylord. I don't know what that's for or where it's from or whatever, but it probably has some significance that I'm not aware of. Sarah, Bunny Viper, Anthony. Let's see. And Jenny Lynn. I think that's everybody. Flip Swirl, hey buddy. Benoski. And there are people coming back. Hey Jamie. Jamie's my work buddy. Howdy, howdy. I'm going to talk a little bit about snakes. I was trying to think of something to talk about today, and I thought, my gosh, you've got a room full of colubrids. And I know some people pronounce that Colubrids, but I actually went on the sites where you can have the pronunciation said to you. And it is colubrids, so who cares? But Tommy Boy, there's Tommy Boy. Gaylord is a slip of the thumb that came out in the last stream when they whoopsie daisied your name. How did they whoopsie daisy that? You'll have to fill me in on it. I always love to hear a good prank or a good slip up. Ever think of breeding any feeders? I have thought about it, and I have those 12 baby mice over there. But I just can't do that. It's bad enough for me personally to have to feed some of the snakes live mice. I have to do that to keep those snakes, but I'm not going to breed them and feed them to them. I'm going to keep those as pets till they die or till somebody else that wants them as pets. They're really tame and they're pretty. They're fancy mice, different colors, 3 different colors. So, Tommykins. So anyway, also along that line, I was by the pet shop this afternoon to get something. I don't know what. A lid for one of my tanks, a wire mesh lid. But anyway, I told the guy that I got the big snake from, not a colubrid, the blood python, that I had tried one of the live mice that I get each week from him. I get 4 of them because I have 4 snakes that will not eat frozen thawed. I've forced them and I've, force fed them, done all that. They die before they'd eat them, so I have to get those. But I let the bighorn snake fast this week and dangled one down in front of the blood python, and I didn't even get it halfway down to it, and it had it and was gone with it. They are super fast, I knew that. So I told him that, and he said, yeah, I messed up. They're not frozen thawed. It's not a frozen thawed eater. It's a live food eater, so I probably would not have gotten it had I known that. So it hadn't eaten for about 2 weeks. So it was ready. I can see Bob being named Gaylord. All right. Okay. Payback's Hill, Pedrick. And are we going to get to see your nipples today? I love my snakes. Hey, Caleb. Let's keep this PG, Bob. Anyway, so we're supposed to talk about colubrids, not colubrids. And I, of course, had to research. I know a little bit about them, but I did some research. I must have spent 20 minutes jotting down notes, and it's a Latin term, and it means, it's from Latin colubur, which means snake, literally. And colubrids, it's a snake of a very large family. They're mostly harmless. Those that are venomous have the rear fang. We hear about the rear fang snakes sometimes. Um, uh, they're found on every continent except Antarctica, and that's a pretty big spread. A couple of them that, the ones that are colubrids that are venomous are like the boom slangs. We hear about those, and the twig snakes. That's a couple of them. Without looking at my notes, I told you I'm topless. It's hot here, but I'm not going live tonight. Oh, darn it. We were taking baths in the stream. Did Jenny Lynn type in the name of that boa? Hey, Caleb. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't see it. Go way back up there and got off topic, haven't I, again? So anyway, some of the more common colubrids that we all might be aware of or have heard of are rat snakes, bull snakes, corn snakes, garter snakes, gopher snakes, that kind of thing. In fact, some of the most common are corn snakes and king snakes, and then milk snakes as far as popularity in the hobby. Jenny Lynn, I will in just a second. Oh, no problem. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss it, because I wanted people to know what we were secretive and talking about. Hey, Bunny, again. Trying to think what else. Some of the other stuff I read just recently, or like 30 minutes ago. The largest colubrids are bull snakes and indigo snakes. And the indigo snake is the largest snake, period, in North America, and it is a colubrid. So, grasshopper. Thumbs up for Reptales. Thank you, Grasshopper and Grasshopper. Yeah, we can use all the help we can get, too. So, let me look at my notes a second and see if I'm covering what I want to cover. One of the things I wanted to, because I always wanted to know, like, what differentiates the colubrids, what makes them a colubrid. And there are several things, but like the top three things are that they have the complete absence of any hind limbs. You know, most snakes, or almost all snakes, if they're not a colubrid, have vestigial, I think that's the correct word, limbs. You can see they're little, sometimes it's just a little nub. Some even have like a little spur back there. So we're real common to see those, like with ball pythons and boas and that kind of thing. So colubrids don't have that. They also have a lot of the premaxillary area. Some of the teeth are missing. Some of the teeth that we see in some of the other snakes, the other genre of snakes, family of snakes. And anatomically, they have a really much smaller left lung. And I'm sure that's to accommodate, I didn't say well why, but it's to accommodate something inside there that needs more room. Patrick, Pride, Heart, Rainbow. Oh, it's supposed to be a pop-up something, unless that's red. Grasshopper. Thanks for the kiss or the lips. It's a Terra humara, yeah, Mexican boa. It's a dwarf boa. It says they max out. Some don't get that big, but they max out about 5 feet. And I noticed that there was one particular guy that's really active in those and had a lot of the videos and information that I could research and find. is it Brian Boas? Anyway, he has some for sale, but extremely rare to get any. Um, there's a wait. So there's the Pam. Hey Pam.
Hello, hello.
Howdy. Welcome. You get a late birthday spanking for being late. So there you go.
Actually, we just had like a big thunderstorm roll through,
Oh no.
and it's slowing down now. So I figured I could come on.
Good.
Hopefully,
Okay. Good. Yeah. I hope it's.
power's been kind of blinking off and on, kicking the computer off, and
Yeah.
having to restart it. But I think it's about done now.
Hope so. We've been having crazy weather here too. Lots of rain. I've been picking up limbs, and I finally just stopped picking them up. Gonna wait till it's all past.
It's been like all month. All the month of June has just been thunderstorms here.
Well, where does all that rain go? There's not anything that grows there. A whole lot is there, but cactus and
Yeah, the sagebrush and stuff, but
yeah,
yeah, we've been having I don't know if you remember, but a couple years ago we had a real big wildfire just outside of town
yep,
in the
yep,
snowy mountain range,
yep.
and so that burned off a lot of the trees and stuff. So now when it rains like this, there's flash floods
Oh, okay.
there. So we've been having some flash floods and stuff down the roadways. So yeah, it's
Are
not very much fun.
are you on an elevated area or are you like in a low lying area? Let's say here low lying.
I'm kind of in a low lying area, but the main flood area and burnout areas down the road about 5 miles from here. So outside of town, because I'm kind of like in the valley in between the mountains, where Laramie kind of sits in a bowl in the mountains. So
Yeah, I remember you saying that before. Now that you said that. Getting about to eat, so don't bug you anymore right now, Jenny Lynn. All right.
so have you been showing off your new snakes?
No, I haven't been showing any. I just picked a topic out of the air of Colubrids, corn snakes and such, since that's mostly what I have, or I have plenty of those. And then I actually did some research for about 20 minutes before and pulled some facts out of a couple of things. And was just sitting here talking about those, elaborating on them. So it almost reached the end of what I had read about them. Um, yeah, I think I had said everything I had made notes on about them. Um, some of the typical ones here, I think I had said some, but I missed some. Are in the U.S. are rats, kings, garters, pines, bulls, and hognose. I forgot hognose. I tend to leave those out for some reason. Jenny was talking
Do
about.
people keep garter snakes for pets?
They do. Some people do, but they're not a popular one generally. They're not real
I
popular.
don't think I would want to keep them because I used to catch them all the time when I was a kid and stuff, and they have a horrible musk.
Yeah, that's
I
one
mean,
reason that people
it's
don't.
really nasty, and you can't hardly get if once they musk you, you can't. It stinks so bad, and you can't. You can wash your hands, and it takes forever for it to go away.
Yeah,
So
very.
I don't think I would want to keep them for that reason because if they even musked
Yeah,
inside their enclosure or whatever, it would just stink up the whole damn house.
I don't. I thought about it. They're really pricey. Some people breed them like the blue ones, the California blue ones, or whatever, and they're really pricey. You can buy them, but they're expensive. Um, and like you say, they do musk real bad. So I decided I didn't want to get involved with them. So
Yeah, I came across one time. Oh my gosh, when I was a kid, there was like a big, huge. It was like down in a dip, and there was like a huge mess of garter snakes that were. I think it was like breeding and stuff.
mm-hmm.
And there must have been like 300 or 400 of them. Oh my God, it stunk so bad, Bob. You wouldn't have believed it. How bad those snakes stink. Now, one time I came across a rattlesnake den, and you could smell them, and you knew it was snakes, but the garter snakes were so much worse.
Huh?
So much worse.
What do that? You mean you could smell their musk?
Yeah. They really stink.
See, I've never had any except one of mine. I don't think it musk. I think it just pooped on me. The milk snake, the striped one with all the pretty stripes. I looked over and he was out one time on the top, and I'm like, what the hell? I guess it caught my eye. And I went over, and of course, it jumped like super snake and took off. And I finally caught it in the foyer over there. And when I picked it up, it pooped on me, but I thought, oh God, and I held my breath, got it back in, and it was just
No, I
poop.
don't. I think this particular smell is garter snakes. It's not all snakes. It's garter snakes are just really bad.
Shoot.
Really bad.
No,
They stink.
because I don't like any.
Because like I say, I mean, I found a when we were out arrowhead hunting when I was a kid, we found a den of rattlesnakes, and they didn't. You could smell them, but it was more of a almost like a dead meat type smell. Whereas the garter snake's musk is just really nasty.
When I come in, I can't, like in the house, you can smell, like if a cat's pooped, and didn't cover it up or something like that. But if one of the snakes, the bigger snakes, is pooped, I can smell that when I walk in the door. But I clean it immediately, and it's not very often that they poop. But
Yeah.
most of mine, like the Colubrids in front of me, these corn snakes in this tank, I keep those darkling beetles in there, and there's never anything to clean up. No shed, no poop, no. They love it. They get it all out there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I was
cricket.
watching. I watched a short video today that I almost sent you because I thought it was really interesting. It's a little bit off topical of the reptiles of
That's right.
the reptiles, but it was this guy putting together a terrarium in a bottle, and he sealed the top of it when he was done because he said it would outlive him without ever having to be touched again. But besides the plants in there, he dropped in some isopods and some springtails.
Wow.
Because he said that would they would eat the dead leaves and poop, which would fertilize the plants and just keep it going and going and going. So, and he said he'd never have to open it up and do anything with it. So I thought it was interesting anyway that he put the isopods and the springtails in there.
Now that you said that, there's some guy that started one like back in the 80s or 90s, and he opened it once like 10 years after that, but then it's been sealed like 25 or 30 years. He opened it this year and added a little bit of water, and that's all. Weird.
Yeah, I think that I think it's fascinating. I wouldn't mind making a few of those. I think they're cool. But this guy actually sealed it when he was done, like sealed
Yeah,
the lid shut.
it's amazing. It's just like a own little environment.
Yeah.
Black racers and black rat snakes are common in on Marco. Marco at? I'm trying to follow the snake stuff too. There, Whips and Patrick were talking about. He already said he's not coming on Pam tonight, but he doesn't have a shirt on. But he's not coming on now. Huh. That is just so cool though. But yeah, some guy did that. I wonder if that's that same guy or somebody else trying that.
I don't
You know,
know.
you know what? You could sell those, Pam. You could make those and sell those, and you could put a spell in each one.
A spell?
A spell, right? Hey, Anthony. Oh, he says he's thinking about doing one too.
Yeah, I think they're really cool, Anthony.
They are. And the plants you put in them are like micro.
Yeah, and this guy used like a big bottle one that narrowed at the top into like a bottleneck, and with a cork to seal it, and then he like put silicone stuff around the edge of where the cork went in to make sure it was like sealed really tight. So I thought it was pretty cool.
How do they get? I guess they use like tongs or something to.
Yeah, you use tongs to get
then,
stuff planted and stuff and put stuff in there.
And there's
But like I say, if I thought it was really interesting when he put the isopods and the springtails in there too.
Oh my God! These last isopods I got at the the thing a couple of weeks ago, that weekend where Ed and my nephew ended up not going. So um, those isopods I put over here with the two ball pythons in that 55, and I thought they'll probably smother them, or the little lizards in there will eat them. They're everywhere. They've already multiplied. They're everywhere in there.
Oh wow.
Yep.
I want to start some. I really do. I'm gonna get some tubs and get some set up because I just am fascinated with them.
They sure did well in this tank here, but it's the dairy cows I think I got over there. Yeah, because Anthony was telling me I was getting them live or talking about them live or something, and
Yeah,
he,
I like those dairy cows are the kind of the big ones, huh?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they're
they're
pretty
saying
cool.
dairy cows, and he was warning me though that they're carnivores, that you kind of have to be careful with them. So I'm keeping an eye out, and so far no chunks out of the ball pythons or the lizards. But they've got plenty to eat in there because I've totally stopped cleaning that. So we'll see. We shall see. But I still haven't heard from
I
Mike.
bet I bet they'd eat the. I was thinking about Mike last night, and I was going to be sure to ask you if you'd heard anything from him
No, I thought
because it's
about
been a couple
messaging.
weeks, and I'm getting a little bit worried about him.
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks since I talked to him, and I keep meaning to message him, but when I think about it, I'm not where I can do it, so I forget it. He just said that he got moved and everything was okay, and he didn't have his internet set up yet. I'll be eager rather, to see how he's got his reptiles set up when he's ready to show them. And I was telling right at the start, I don't know if you were lurking or if you just came, Pam, but I found out that this big new snake that I got only eats live rats, not frozen thawed, because I offered it a live mouse, not one of my babies, but one from the store the other day, and before I could even get it in there, he had it and was gone with it.
Uh-huh.
And the guy told me today, yeah, I was wrong about that. I think he probably knew, and he just wanted me to get him because he knows I
Yeah.
don't like to feed live. And I said, well, it eats mice too, because it was just a mouse I had. But I had the mice sitting in a box, on top of his enclosure, and he was looking around and kept flicking. I was going to imitate it for you, but I won't do that. Anyway, kept flicking and flicking, tasting the air. And so I thought, I'm going to see if he wants one, or she does. And she did. She scarfed that right down. Poor little mice. I got my mice a 50-pound bag of rat and mice food today. Because I asked the guy at the store if he sold it, and he said, no, I'll give you some, but I get it at Beatty Hardware. And I'm like, oh, no, I'll just go there. I've been dying to go there anyway. I hadn't been there in 20 years. It's a hardware store. It's the old-fashioned kind, and it's huge. They've got like 3 or 4 buildings that connect. And I got several things that I needed there, like a doorknob to replace the one that I broke off a couple of weeks ago to get in. And anyway, I got a 50-pound bag of rat food for these babies over here. That'll probably last them their whole life.
Yeah, you better check on how soon you need to separate them so they don't breed with each other.
Well, they're only like 3 to 4 weeks old, but yeah, they've got um, we don't call it scrotum or balls, we call it butt cheeks. That's how you can tell the boys they have butt cheeks. Where's Rick Eichelgarten's in when we need him, right? And you know who else I haven't seen, and he had joined our Sunday night Tennessee Fish Mafia is, oh my goodness, name went right out of my head. What was his name? He's missed like 2 or 3 weeks, but I haven't seen him online either. Tell you what my sister says to me, set an alarm on your phone with a reminder to check on Mike. Yeah, I could do that. I've got a ton of alarms on there for stuff, or I could just do it as soon as we're finished. I had a white albino corn snake back in the day. It was Uber food. Yeah, their food drive is super, super good. Yep. I started using tongs because mine just get too happy. Tom, Levi, John. No, y'all know who I'm talking about. He has the antique business too. He started keeping fish in his antique area. I'm subscribed to him, but I haven't seen him pop up. So anyway, that's awful. I can't remember his name. She's always fussing at me when I forget stuff to do that. Oh, my sister does too, but she's older than me and she forgets more than me. So she's got no room. But anyway, that is what Colubrids are. Yeah, I also was thinking about buying a mouse tower today used. It's a wire one, and he said it was $50. And I think I have pretty much the same thing. I've got some like Finch sized wire spacing, a couple of cages in the garage. And
Oh,
that's what I may sort them out in. I want to take them out of the tank anyway, so they get
yeah.
fresher air. They just have a screen on top, but still, I want them to have better ventilation. Jesus, no. Bless you. Oh, I thought you were still giving me names. I'm like, Jesus, no. John, no. What is
Yeah,
his
you
name?
could separate the boys and the girls.
Yeah, I thought that was
You
funny
know,
though.
I was thinking about going on tonight, Grasshopper, but I'm on the regular StreamYard and I'm getting low on hours already. So I think I'm just gonna do it tomorrow night. If I do, I've got 6 hours left, and it'll turn over on the 11th. So if I can
Oh,
stick to like not much over 2 hours, I should be good, I think.
yeah. Well, what is
See, I've
today?
got I've got 6 hours left, and I've got one. If I just do Saturday and Tuesday, I've got one, two, three streams, and then the fourth stream is on the 11th, which I think is the day it rolls over. So if I can like keep the hours down, I should make it. But no, I'll be going tomorrow night for sure. But I don't think I'm not gonna try tonight because of the hour thing.
I could do a takeover of your takeover
Yeah.
and stream. Oh, this is Friday anyway, so it wouldn't be a turn. Oh my goodness, Bob is going to keep. Yeah, I've said all along I wasn't going to feed those. No, they don't. They're 3.5 weeks old, and I can't smell them at all. No, no, no. I'll keep them clean, Patrick. You want to see them? I fed them this morning. I can see them over there. I've still got them in the dark, but I can see them. Not dark, but like room light. They're all hopping around and jumping around. They play and they run. But no, I'll keep them clean. I can't deal with that. Framing himself like the Southern Belle he is. Framing myself. I kept my back. Mom and Dad were always on me that they stunk. I kept two little mice too when I was little. I had JoJo that was the white. Everybody had to have a white albino, and he was well behaved. But then I got one named Blue. I don't know why I named him Blue. Oh, it was a character on one of the shows, TV shows, of some kid. But anyway, I named him Blue. Damn, he got out all the time. He could get out of the cage. And he would always go to my mother's dog food and water up over in the kitchen. And then he'd hide behind her washer, and then she would scream, and I knew she found him.
Can you keep isopods with rats and mice? I would think that the mice would eat them, but I'm not sure.
These mice dig down in their substrate, so they might.
Yeah,
That's a
I
good
would think
thought.
they would probably get eaten.
And see, I'm not going to keep any of the substrate at all. I'm going to completely change it out each change, so they will eat them. Yeah. Hey, trash
Trash
cat.
cat, hello.
But I know the isopods sure do keep the things I have them in clean, plus those darkling beetles, the wonder worms turn into those. Yep, yep. So now I've got another snake that I have to feed live. But whatever. You see. Hello, lovely. So happy to be here with you all.
Bunny.
I need my little frishy friends even more. You guys are magic with this. Well, these are the little reptile friends, Bunny, right now. Let's see what she tells me. Not bite me, probably. Bun Bun, the Southern Belle.
I got a little plant. I ordered a little plant. Really little. It's like in a 2-inch pot because I can't afford a lot. But I had one years ago and I decided that I wanted to get them started again. But it's a silver squill. Have you ever seen those?
A silver what?
Silver squill.
I probably have, but I don't know the name.
They grow like out of a bulb and they multiply by bulbs on beside the other one. So it's like they spread across and they don't get really tall, but their leaves look like army camouflage. They've got spots on them and stuff, and they look kind of camouflage. But if I can get this one going, they're pretty simple once you get them going. But if I can get it going good, I'll send you a piece of one so you can
All
get
right.
it started. It's not a succulent, but you don't want to water them a lot. So
Oh my
they'd
God.
be good in with some of your lizards or something. They might be good in there.
You know what I just remembered when you said plants, and you can probably see them in this tank behind me. I have 3 kinds of floaters bagged up to send Monica Lynn, and I told her I would send them this week for sure. I didn't
Looks
take
like a
one out.
camouflage onion. Yep, that's what they kind of look like.
She's going to kill me. Well, they'll be good till Monday. Getting to the post office is so hard, it seems like.
But it was out for delivery today, and I was like waiting for it and waiting for it. And I jumped up and ran to the door because I thought I heard the FedEx truck pull up, but it was actually thunder. So there was no truck outside. It was just thunder rumbling. But it did come. I did get it. So I got it like unwrapped and sitting in the window right now to kind of recuperate from the shipping. So, but like I say, once it gets going and it starts spreading out, I'll send you a little piece of it, Bob.
Awesome. Is it a succulent?
No, it's not a succulent. It's a bulb.
Oh, you said that, yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of water it like you would a succulent. You don't want to overwater it because you'll definitely rot the bulb out. But like maybe once a week tops on watering. But it's not a succulent though.
Trash Cat's going to show me her plants. Well, what about right now? No time like the present. Pam, you got.
Is that a wink? She's going to show you her plants. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I don't know. She didn't put any wink in there, but she wants to know if I approve. Oh, Bunny's got the blues. Well,
Hey, Paul.
You can be blue with us. We love you, Bunny. Hey, Paul. I haven't been seeing you as much, Paul, but I've been seeing more activity on your Facebook, so that's probably why. You've been too busy to be on the YouTube much. You spelled pants wrong. Oh, did you see that? I'll show you my pants. Okay, I thought you meant plants. You did spell it wrong. That's funny. So do y'all want me to hold the snake so we can, and don't say that blood python because I'm not getting her out. Want to see a gopher snake or a ball python or nothing?
How about that rainbow one? Is she able to be handled or no?
No, not
No.
not. I mean, yes, but not like I don't take her away from her thing because when she's ready to go back, she's ready to go. And I want her to go in there, not the floor. She's as tall as I am. Oh, I got some art too from Scungy.
All right. I'm getting ready. I think tomorrow I'll be able to send out my second round of art. I can't take it all at once because this is so stupid, but it's part of like using a taxi. It's like cost me so much to go to get a taxi to go to the post office, and then after 5 minutes of waiting they start charging you like $1 a minute. So
That's kind
I
of
can't. I don't want to send like big stacks all at once because of that. So I got round two's going out tomorrow though. So if you weren't in round one, you're probably going to be in round two. I think I might have to divide it one more time because, like I said, I don't want to be paying a whole bunch. But I'll see if I can get all of everything that's left in round two without going over the.
Well, I didn't get anything or a number, so I must be in round
So
two.
you must be in round two. Yeah, I haven't even looked. There's just I've got like one of those cloth bags, like a cloth shopping bags. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've got one of those filled up
a,
with stuff
a,
to go for round two.
a canvas bag thing.
Yeah, a canvas bag. Yeah.
Anthony,
So it's probably in round two if you didn't get it yet. I've been having people like send me little messages off and on that they got there. So, but like I say, round two is going to be going out tomorrow, and I'm hoping I can get most everything that's left in round two.
okay, Anthony says, can I show what I was talking about earlier on one of my balls? Are you talking about the little limbs, vestigial limbs, or the skin condition I've got? One beer and I'm good. I think he's wanting me to get out one of these ball pythons and this little blue-eyed Lucy is dying to get out over here. So let me get her out, assuming. Hang on, guys. Oh, right here. Of course, that's the one that I've got everything stacked on. What I need is like a cart or something that I can keep supplies and spray bottles and hand sanitizer, all of that stuff on. It's the stuff I'm moving off. All right, come here, little girl. Come on, little girl. Let's get you out. People want to see your little legs. They want to see your little legs.
Whips World says rainbow, rainbow, rainbow.
It's too late for that. Let's see. Let me blow myself up. Later for you, Pam. So see how she's holding on to me and doesn't fall, and she's pulling herself up. That's what I was talking about the blood python. They don't even have the ability to do that. They don't have the musculature. See, she's
Oh wow, I didn't know
yeah.
that.
So that's why you have to really support them.
That's interesting. I would have had no idea.
I wouldn't have either, but I kept noticing how people held them, and then I began reading it. You have to support their whole body, but these guys you don't. Whatever I do, she'll, adjust and hang on. But we're supposed to be showing your little feet and legs. Anthony wants to see them. She's like, "What are you doing back there?" I don't think I've talked to you, Pam, since the snakes I've been trying to bred finally. The ball pythons. I was feeding them and they weren't too interested in food. Uh, Over there, can you see the little nubs? Like,
Yeah, I do see it. Yeah.
but those are her little, where her little legs would be.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Actually, there's like a little, almost like a little nail, like on a lizard or something. It's what it looks like on each side. And then her business is down there too, but in that same area. Cloaca, I guess. What are you talking about? Eventually needs ponds. She's just a sweetheart. She's got blue eyes. And when she gets big enough, she's going to be breeding, but it's going to be a while. Still a baby. So, anywho, I don't know if the gopher snake will let me roll her around that much to show she doesn't have any. She's wanting out too. She's staring at me.
Uh,
Floyd's already in the bathroom in there. I think I'm going to have to start closing that door so he can't go in there. He stays in there almost, I'd say 95% of the time he's out now. I'll be in here like just talking and whistling and, and he's back there. That's where he went as soon as I let him out this evening. He likes that cat and he likes that mirror. I could put a mirror for him in here maybe. I don't know what they're talking about needs ponds. Holy crap, 50 pounds. They had a Savannah monitor today at the store too. It was just $50. It was about 9 or 10 inches, 14-inch pocket, right? Right? You want to go to see my 14-inch pocket? You see them back there, right? Uh, but I started researching those, and they get up to 5 feet long. And he brought out a little baby mouse, and he said, "Will this bother you?" And I said, "Well, I don't want to watch it actually eat it, but the thing was just laying there, and he threw this little mouse. Its eyes were open, it could run, and it was on it before it took a step. And it was, I said, I couldn't deal with this because I don't want a lizard that big, but also it wasn't like a, um, what am I trying to say, the word? It wasn't a humane killing. Snakes just grab them usually by the head and squeeze, and they never even say anything. They just, they're gone. They can't breathe. So, and it's real quick. But this guy, uh, it took a couple of minutes for that little mouse to die. I said, no, no, no. Can't be having that thing. Look at you. Look at you. Show him your blue eyes. Is she a doll? She's glowing.
I don't know. You can run across stuff like that in nature too. I remember one time we were fishing, and I started hearing this squealing noise, this horrible squealing noise. I checked around; it was coming from a bush, and I looked, and it was a bull snake had a rabbit, had gotten a rabbit,
Wow.
but he had it from the back end, so it was like squealing up a storm. It sounded so bad.
Must have been a big snake and a small rabbit.
Yeah.
What's it say? I can never show stuff that is being held for review. My ranch. I don't know. Is it showing
Hmm.
you on? Is it showing you on YouTube with still having a ranch? It should. I had something weird with mine on Dan's, not this week, but last week.
Yeah, it's showing her still being a mod.
That's weird. It should. I don't think that's you, Bunny. I think it's the YouTube. And then I had like 3 things stuck at the bottom of mine on Dan's tooth this last week, over a week ago, and it wouldn't go away. stuck down there, something that wanted to be approved or not approved. And then I finally tried to delete it because it was, interfering. I'm just on a phone. It was showing like I couldn't keep up with the chat because I had all that stuff down there. And then it wouldn't even let me delete them off there or hide them or anything. It was weird. There wasn't anything wrong with it. It just, I couldn't get it off my screen. I even tried going out and coming back. I keep an eye on it, Bunny, because I had that weirdness last week, but so far it's good.
Yeah, it's probably a little glitch in YouTube.
That reminds me, Pam, I need to tell you something after the stream.
A glitch?
No. Sounds like, but no.
Oh, you're going to call me names, are you?
No. You get into that too much. I'm not doing that. Unless you pay me, I'm not doing that anymore.
Oh.
No, something about mods or something. Yeah. You are just a sweet baby. Pam, are you going to get your snake from Anthony?
I'm hoping to pretty soon. I gotta catch up on a couple bills and then I can buy what I need left. But things are looking up a bit. Like my power bill was $30 for this month.
I heard you say that. It's amazing how much that went down. I wish mine
Yeah.
would.
So it'll go up a little bit when it starts getting hot and I have to use fans, but not that much. Not as much as heating in the winter. So, yeah.
Is the humidity low there? Huh?
Normally it's low, but we've been getting like thunderstorms every day, so probably not right now.
I can take heat as long as it's not humid, but I can't take humidity even if it's not hot. I can't deal with that humidity, the wetness.
Yeah, there's other places that are getting hot, like Texas, I guess, is like 110 degrees in some places and more. And on which is humid there. And the Portland area in Oregon is like been having a streak of 90-degree days. And when it's 90 degrees in Portland, you know it because it's humid.
Yeah. It's a coastal.
Yeah, well, that's what mine was, $200 a month over the winter, like from October through May, I think. Yeah, April or May.
You know, mine used to be like
Over $200 a month, which just kills me because I don't have that much money.
Since I got all these reptiles, mine is triple.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Hey there. Came back up to see where I went. It's so funny. Snakes are so underrated now. There are snakes, I'm sure, that are not as smart or not as personable. She actually went down and then she came back up and looked at me. I'm still here. Oh my God, we got a dog at the Ark. I took her in and then I went and picked her up at the vet yesterday. And I was off today, but I made excuses to go in and do stuff. They knew what I was doing just to see her again. I'll send you a picture of her, Pam. She's a purebred, 13-inch, the short beagle. She's 2 years old. She's mostly white, but she has the beautiful red gold on her and the chocolate. And her name was Coco, and she was in a place called A Paw and a Prayer for a while. I don't know, a rescue group. And she got adopted 3 weeks ago. And she's got really bad separation anxiety. And the people just couldn't deal with her. At first, I was pretty judgmental of them, but after I met them and met the dog, and then tried some of the art dogs with her, I could see why. Sometimes it doesn't work, and that just wasn't the dog for them. And they were very nice people. but all she needed was a physical, and the place had charged her $250, and her vaccinations weren't even current, so we got those done. Uh, but she is just a doll. I stayed over with her to see how she was going to do, and she got real anxious when the other volunteer left, looking out the window and out the door. And I just stayed like an hour, hour and a half, and talked to her and got her to calm down. And she didn't destroy anything last night. I decided not to kennel her. I left her with another dog, like a common area, like a hallway with plenty of room, and but no windows or doors she could tear up. I'm thinking about her. That's my favorite dog, is the beagle. And I had Daniel, that passed away a couple of
Yeah,
years.
yep, I remember Daniel.
Yep, Dan. And I've had some awesome, awesome dogs and loved them all, but Daniel was the one. So her name was Coco, and then when they adopted her, they changed it to Daisy May. And she's got the long ears, the brown gold ears, and but she responds better to Coco, so I'm calling her Coco. But that would give me 5 dogs.
Well, yeah, but she might need it because I think that dogs like that have like anxiety like that are better off with like old people like us that are retired and don't have to be at work 8 hours a day.
Your granny's old. Who are you calling old?
I'm old.
Well, she would do better with other dogs too.
Yeah.
So, but I just worry about Princess. Yazi's getting so decrepit and he's small. She wouldn't have to worry much about him, just his attitude. Yeah, right, same dragon. Hey, you're just really squeezing my fingers, aren't you? You're getting kind of rough. She's squeezing the life out of me. Yeah. But Princess is the one I would worry about, because I had to pull her off a couple of the other dogs the first few months she came here. She gets jealous real easy. What? What? She sees all that hot air coming out of my mouth, don't you? Yeah. So I don't know. I'll send you a little video of her, a picture of her. But she got in my lap when I went today and sat there, and I rubbed her and scratched her and petted her, and I said, they're not giving you any attention, are they? And so she definitely gets along. I may slip her home this weekend. I have to go in tomorrow evening anyway. It's my evening to go in Saturdays. I may slip her home for a while. Snake is staring right at me, right in the face. What? It's okay. I need some just fake being a decent person. Oh my God, is there drama? Thanks for posting the pets there. You had 2 dogs adopted this week, and one would have been adopted today, and that's actually why I went in. That was partly not true, because the new volunteer didn't want. We were going to maybe let this little dog go on one visit, because we've talked so much to this lady coming up from Atlanta. She's retired and goes traveling in her motorhome and has another Chihuahua. But it's the little Chihuahuas, that I showed you. It's the little girl. It's been there a couple months. Bandit is so stinking cute. Bandit is a hellion. He is a brat. They were letting him get away with stuff, and I do my Mildred impersonation on him. My mother, that except real mean and hateful, and it gets his attention, so I don't have to squirt him with the water bottle and stuff. And he minds, and the others have practiced doing it, and he'll listen. He's so funny. He's like, what? But he listens, and then we praise him, so he's really coming around.
Star was like barking her head off, being all ferocious at Mario the other day. And Mario, like, he was sitting there, and Star noticed him and started barking at him like she's like the hottest thing in the world. And he stood up and looked at her, and she started yiping. She went from barking ferociously to yiping, and all he did was look at her.
I
Because
don't know.
Mario is a shit.
You can tell, but she's staring right at me this whole time once she got settled. Of course, she's in a great position if you're a snake. You know, she's inside kind of inside there. I'm not really holding her. She's holding on to me. But that's warming her up. And she's just kind of watching me now. She's got herself a real good spot there. Kind of weird. She's measuring me to see if she can eat me, maybe, Pam. I set that up for you perfect.
Oh, I was pushing buttons.
I said maybe she's measuring me to see if she can eat me.
She might be.
Yeah. You know, they used to say that when a snake would lay by you, they were measuring you to see if they could swallow you.
Yep.
You gonna try to swallow me? Uh-oh, busted. She said, well, never mind.
But I don't think you have any worries, Bob, unless you have your pants off.
Right.
As long as you got your pants on, you're good.
There you go. I set that up for you perfect. You were a little slow on the up there. Well, we have been going for 56 minutes.
No, I'm going to wait till tomorrow night, George.
So, does anybody have any comments or questions about Colubrids? That was just very basic information that feels so good. My fingers are kind of sore anyway, arthritis, and she's squeezing them ever so firmly. That's so nice. Good girl. Yeah. Wonder, you know, that gives me an idea. I could start a like a massage parlor where you can have snakes squeeze you.
Oh, I can see all the ladies lining up for that. Yeah.
Well, it feels really, really good. She's got my fingers squeezed together. Worm, are you coming up even with the snake? Come on. Come on. Hurry up. Hurry up. We're about to sign off. There we go. There's the worm. Yep. There she is. What do you think about another dog? Yeah. It's a lot of dogs. 5 dogs. Yep. All right. So, Pam, you've got nothing to announce then? No stream coming up? Worm.
Not till tomorrow night.
So you're going tomorrow night? Worm
Yeah.
stuff? The usual night? All right. We will see you then, I'm sure. And Worm's wanting the French kiss, so I'm going to have to. That's what she wants, literally. She's nasty. Stop. She can't just sit there and be good. No. She can't. All right. Thanks, Pam. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. Got 8 people in here. Hey. I'm enjoying it. I hope the 8 people are too. Bun Bun, you can't be one. You don't have one. I'm going to have to go back and read these comments after this. All right. Thanks, Pam. Thanks, Huawei. Thanks, everybody. And I will see you all tomorrow night on Pam's. And I've been thinking about doing a pop-up, maybe a live stream at a store or something. So I may see you before then. All right. Pam, let me bring you back down so we can see your logo. Your logo can wave by.
Bye, guys.
Good night.